Morning, friend. The birds are chirping today. We're outside again for our video, and I got I don't know what they call it, vintage Vacation Bible School shirt on today. This is from 2000. Man, they really don't make shirts like they used to. This is 21-year-old koala shirt. All right, I entitled today's video, "The Shocking Thing That Happened on Our Trip." We recently went on like a miniature quick getaway trip because we were brainstorming with Ellie what she wanted to do for her birthday. And she didn't know if she wanted to party, she didn't know if she wanted to go to the beach, she didn't want to know. So we kind of made a little middle thing, and she decided she wanted to go to the Great Wolf Lodge and stay in one of their bunk bed rooms. So that's what we did. We decided, we booked our trip 24 hours in advance because that's how we roll in this house. That's a very long thought out process there. No, it was funny. We literally booked a trip and then it says, "You have 24 hours till your trip." I was like, that's so funny. I was like, Ellie, there's no countdown required for this trip because we're literally booked it and we're leaving the next day. So that is what we did for 2 days. A quick little trip away. But what happened when we got there was the very shocking thing. We had never been there before, so we were just trying it out to see if we wanted to go for a little longer. But I have a friend, and we go to the same Bible study together, and we haven't seen each other in a couple of weeks probably because Bible study ended. And then we ran into her one day at a gas station, and I was like, it was near her house, so it's not weird for her, but it's weird for us because it's not near our house. And I was like, Lord, this is interesting. You keep presenting the same person to me all the time. We keep running into each other. And I don't believe there's coincidences. I don't think there's anything such as you accidentally run into people. Everything is all divine timing. So we ran into her at the gas station. We got chit-chat at the gas station. And then we went to the Great Wolf Lodge, and we always have story. There's always a story. Danny called and asked him a question about XYZ, and they said, "Oh yeah, no, we're not gonna do that. We don't enforce XYZ thing." And then we got there and we checked in, and they were like, "Oh, you have to do XYZ before we talk to you." And I was like, that's not what the person said when we talked on the phone to this specific thing. But that's another idea for another story for later. So while we waited in line so Danny could go out to the car and come back, we were holding up the line. So check in, talk a little longer than we would have expected. So then we came back. So in the meantime, we were just chit-chatting the girls. Ellie got to ask all her questions that she wanted of the girl. She wanted a map, she wanted this, she wanted that. She wanted to know all these questions. I was like, I don't know these questions. Ask this lady. She works here. She knows these questions. So then we got back. We got all checked in. And then we went to the car and got our luggage and brought it back in because we didn't know if our room was going to be ready, because they said sometimes your room could be ready early. If not, you take advantage of all the amenities while you're there and while your room is getting ready. But since there's a little less people traveling right now, since most schools are not out, our room was ready. So we got that, and we're walking down the hallway coming back from checking in, and we were going out the door to get our luggage. And then guess who we ran into? We ran into my same friend I saw at the gas station, her husband, and her 2 kids. And I was like, oh, this is one of those divine appointments too, because I was a little sad that Ellie wasn't going to have a birthday party because I know how much she loves to be around her friends, and it was just going to be Danny, I, and Ellie, and then whatever random strangers she befriended for those days, which is not hard for her to do. But the Lord presented her with 2 of these good friends that she absolutely adores. And their son of the family, I was like, Danny, watch how much he loves Ellie. He just loves and adores Ellie, spends time with her, went to sit next to her for all the things, did all the things with her. And I was like, you just see how much he loves her, and he wears his love on his sleeve for her. And I actually joked and said, oh, I wonder if they're going to get married when they get older, because he just absolutely adores her. And there's a whole bunch of stories with that too, but I'm just trying to keep the story straight. So long story to make it shorter, Ellie got to have the birthday at the birthday place, and the Lord provided her with 2 of her friends. And the funny thing is, this place is like an hour and a half from both of our homes. It's not local to our place. It's not like, hey, we went to this place for the weekend. It was, hey, we had to travel somewhere to go to this place. And school is not out, so we're both homeschooling families, so you can go for a random Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can go to a random time for a little short vacation getaway. So she got to have fun playing with her two friends and doing all the water things and eating dinner and telling jokes and eating candy and the bowling and all the things that you got to do. I could even ask for the best birthday party for her that she got to have, because we kept our eyes up. We saw those friends. I literally say every morning, I see my miracles. I got to see a miracle that God provided her a birthday party without having a birthday party, by having enjoyment with friends. And it was just the neatest thing to see. It's just neat to see that people have their head down so much and don't look. Like I told my friend later, I was like, we probably would have ran into you sometime, because I kept telling her, I was like, this is the largest, smallest place ever. Like, it's so big, but it's so small at the same time. I feel the same way about cruise ships. People say they always get lost on cruise ships because they're so big. But I was like, when we go on cruises, I feel like I see the same people over and over. I was like, I just saw you when we got on. We don't have cabins anywhere near you, but you're at lunch with us and you're at breakfast with us too. So it's the biggest, smallest place it is. So most likely we would have found them later, but we saw them as soon as we got there on our trip, and we would have missed them completely if we weren't held up in the line, because we would have zoomed right in check-in process. We would have zoomed right to our car, and we would have zoomed right up to our room, and we wouldn't have interacted in that hallway setting right there. So you never know what surprising things you're going to see, but always be looking for your miracles, because they're literally everywhere, from the smallest little thing. The best thing I ever did was tune into noticing things. Like, Ellie's going to be the best car driver because I've taught her to look at the littlest things. Like, we can see a chipmunk right beside the car while we're driving down the road, because we just look for any motion, any movement, anything that's different. We came back from that trip and I was like, Ellie, I think that blinking red light is new. And she was like, yep, it's new. It wasn't there before. And I was like, I think these people got a new sign. And she was like, yep, it wasn't there either. We always notice. I was like, it has to be new, because I noticed it as new, because we notice all the little details. So I challenge you to all go look at the little details. Look at your miracles. If you're watching this on Facebook, share it with somebody who needs to hear this message. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel, get the notifications, because they're in both places. And if sometimes it's easier to just go to YouTube and find my name than it is to scroll through my wall and find the things again. You guys are interested in my heart-centered advocacy group. It's heart-centered advocacy, being a voice for the voiceless. Then jump into that group or send me a message and I'll get you into that group. So I will talk to y'all later, friends. Love you guys. Bye.